Hi everyone. Do you know what the IPA is? It's the International Phonetic Alphabet. These are the symbols that represent the sounds we say. Can you read this sentence? I speak English. Do you have to know the IPA to become fluent in English? No. Do you have to know the IPA to have good pronunciation? No, not necessarily. But if you know the IPA, it's a tool that can help you. Being familiar with the IPA will make more information accessible to you, like the pronunciation listed in a dictionary. You'll also have greater awareness of individual sounds, and this will help you both hear and produce clearer contrasts between similar sounds. I'm Jennifer from English with Jennifer, and using the IPA, I'd like to take you through the consonant and vowel sounds in American English. Please note there are variations of the IPA, but having familiarity with one system will make it easier to understand another. I often refer to the Longman Dictionary of American English, and I have a number of pronunciation textbooks in my personal library. One I've always liked is Accurate English by Rebecca Dower. Let's start with the consonant sounds. It's easy to recognize B, P, D, and T. Look. When we see the letter B, we say B. Can you read this word? Baby. Note the use of the stress symbol to show that the first syllable is stressed. Baby. P is P. How about this word? It's something we all desire. Peace. The letter D makes the sound D. If you understood how to read peace, you can figure out this word. Deep. A true T sounds like T. Do you remember this word? Baby. So now try to read this word. Date. Good. Now in American English, the letter T can have different pronunciations. In a word like little, we use a flap T. It looks like this. Here's how we write little. So can you figure out this word? Battle. American English speakers may use a glottal stop in a word like fountain. There are different symbols for a glottal stop. One of them looks like this. We often use a glottal stop when T comes before a pause or another consonant sound. Read these words with me and we'll use a glottal stop. At. It. What. The symbols for G and K are easy to recognize. The letter G sounds like G. What word is this? Pig. The letter K sounds like K. Read these words. Pick. Key. Good. Let's look at 4 more symbols that are easy to read. They represent V, F, Z, and S. V is V. Read these words. Give. Live. F is F. Can you read these words? If. Fit. Z is Z. Where might you see a monkey if you live in a big city? At a zoo. S is S. If this is zoo, then what girl's name is this? Sue, right? Excellent. Next, we have two symbols for TH. If TH is voiced, we use this symbol, as in though, those. If TH is unvoiced, we use this symbol, as in thin, thought. The J sound can have different spellings, but the phonetic symbol is this, J. A short version of my name is Jen. Can you recognize who this person is? Judge. This symbol represents ch, which can be written with a ch or a tch. What part of the face is this? Chin. And some people still wear a watch. How do we tell people to be quiet? Shh. Read these words with me. She, sheep, sheet. This symbol represents j, as in treasure, measure. The phonetic symbols for H, L, M, and N are thankfully easier to read. H sounds like h, as in head. L makes the L sound. Read these words with me. Lead, let, list. M is M, as in met, missed. N is N, as in net, and the number 10. Have you ever seen this symbol? It kind of looks like N, right? It represents the NG sound, ng. Can you read these words? Ring, sing. R as a consonant sounds like R. You just read ring, so what's this word? Wrong. The W and Y sounds are also easy to recognize. W sounds like W. Can you read these words? Wing, wet. Y sounds like Y. I'm confident you can read these words. Yes, yet. Good job. For more detailed information about how the consonant sounds are made, you can watch my video on the 24 consonant sounds in American English. Now it's time to go through the vowel sounds. Ready? There are 15 vowel sounds in American English. Again, there are different systems, so other resources may not match the list I'm sharing with you, but it does correspond to my playlist on vowel sounds in American English. First, read the front vowels with me. E, I, A, E, A. Now see if you can match words to their phonetic transcriptions. Here are two more vowel sounds. First, ah, as in fun. But if this sound is unstressed, you'll see the schwa symbol, ah. It looks like an upside down E. This is the same sound basically, but it's unstressed. Which syllable is stressed in the word confident? Confident. The first one is stressed, right? This means the other two vowel sounds are unstressed. Take a look at the phonetic transcription. Confident. See how the E becomes a schwa? In fact, some dictionaries show confident like this, with two schwa symbols. Confident. The truth is that the difference between a short I and a schwa in an unstressed syllable in fast speech can be really hard to hear. Hard to hear with confidence. Confident, confidence, confidently. Look at the stressed syllable in confident again, and you'll see this symbol. Confident. A as in confident and as in father. Now say these back vowel sounds with me. U, O, A. For some American English speakers, including me, there isn't always a big difference between A in jaw and A as in father or confident. In fact, I have to really think about it to produce a clear difference. Can you match these words to their phonetic transcriptions? Now we'll look at three diphthongs. They each use two symbols because they represent a gliding from one vowel sound to another. Repeat after me. I, ow, oi. Can you read these words?
Like, how, toy, kite, around, moist, tonight, shout, join.
Great. Finally, we have this symbol to represent I know the sound is a tricky sound for many learners to pronounce. If you need a more detailed explanation, you can go to my playlist on vowel sounds in American English.
Read with me. Sir, shirt, flirt, learn, work, term.
Now see if you can read these words that use other vowel sounds in combination with
ear, fair, heart, more, higher, power.
How about a final challenge to review everything? Again, the goal here is increased familiarity with the IPA. I don't expect you to have all the symbols memorized at this point, especially if you've never seen the symbols before. We're going to read slowly, okay? But if you really want to challenge yourself, you can pause the video, read aloud, then play the video, listen, and check to see if you read the symbols correctly.
Pronunciation is important, but that doesn't mean you have to lose your accent. Look back at pronunciation. You'll see 2 stress marks. That's because there's primary stress and secondary stress. This is common in longer words. Look at important. I just said that carefully and with a true T. With faster, more relaxed pronunciation, I'd probably use a glottal stop. Important. Also, the sound or can be written a couple different ways. Some dictionaries will show it like this. Others may show it like that. I prefer the sound because then it reminds me that we're really combining 2 vowel sounds. Or. Important or important. Finally, you'll see some reduction here. To is reduced because it's not stressed, so I say t. Also, your is reduced, it's not stressed, so I say your accent. You don't have to sound exactly like a native speaker. Note how I flap the T in native. Even native speakers have accents. The main goal should be to speak clearly and accurately. Note that the word clearly can also be transcribed this way. And some dictionaries may list accurately with a second schwa sound because that syllable is unstressed. Accent training is about accent reduction, and you work towards having smooth, clear speech. So, continue your pronunciation practice, but have realistic goals and have faith that your training will pay off. Here's the full text, and I'll read at a natural pace. Pronunciation is important, but that doesn't mean you have to lose your accent. You don't have to sound exactly like a native speaker. Even native speakers have accents. The main goal should be to speak clearly and accurately. Accent training is about accent reduction, and you work towards having smooth, clear speech. So continue your pronunciation practice, but have realistic goals and have faith that your training will pay off.
We'll end here. Please remember to like and share the video if you found the lesson useful. As always, thanks for watching and happy studies. I'd like to say a special thank you to a kind-hearted patron. Yummy Beyond pledged $2 a month. Thank you.
Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, X, and Patreon. And don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube. Turn on those notifications.